My best friend's husband was beating the hell out of her. So I dragged my brother over there in the middle of the night to teach the scumbag a lesson and bring her home safely. But the very next day, the husband turned up dead. And she pointed the finger straight at my brother for murder. Because of her testimony, my brother was sentenced to death. My mom died of grief and anger, using her final breath to blame me for trusting the wrong people. My dad couldn't forgive me and cut me off completely. Even my fiance dumped me. Meanwhile, my so-called best friend remarried within 6 months and started living a picture-perfect, peaceful life. In a daze of despair, I fell off a cliff to my death. But when I opened my eyes again, I was back, reborn. On the exact night she was being beaten, I was dragging my brother towards that trashy apartment complex where my so-called best friend, Bella, lived. Which apartment is Bella in again? Brad asked, checking his watch. Brad, wait. I slammed the brakes, grabbing his arm. Shit. I left the stove on. I'm making a pot roast. You cooked? Yes. Go back to the car and drive home now. If the house burns down, Mom's gonna kill us. Bella, isn't her husband beating the crap out of her right now? Chloe, you can't handle Travis alone. We need to neutralize that psycho before he does real damage. Relax, Brad. She needs to build up some tolerance. Just go. I literally had to shove him towards his car to get rid of him. Standing in front of Bella's door, I could hear the screaming inside. It sounded like a slaughterhouse. In my last life, we kicked this door down. Brad pinned Travis to the floor and punched his lights out. Travis apologized, swore on his mother's grave he'd change. The next day, Travis dropped dead. My brother, my hero, got framed for murder. Brad has heavy hands, sure, but he's not a killer. Something else happened to that piece of trash. You Feng. Not this time. I knocked on the door lazily. Rat-tat-tat, tat. They didn't open up. I was bouncing. I just say I couldn't get in. Click. The door swung open. Bella stood there, face a mess of tears and snot. Brad, save me. Boo. She froze. It was just me. No big strong protector. Where's Brad? Chloe, why didn't you bring your brother? Before she could finish whining, Travis grabbed a handful of her hair and dragged her back inside. Like a caveman, I stood in the doorway, putting on my best fake concerned face. Travis, stop. Look, even if Bella was texting other dudes, she probably hasn't banged them yet. You can't beat her just for talking dirty. Travis had his hand raised, hesitating. But when he heard my words, that slap came down like the hand of God. Whack you, cheating skank. You're wearing a green hat on my head. You want to play games? I'll kill you first. Travis went full psycho mode. Bella screamed, Chloe, what the hell are you saying? I never texted anyone. Another slap smack. I rushed forward, pretending to panic. Wait, isn't that why you're mad? My bad. I thought you caught her chatting with those 5 other guys. 5. Bella, you slut. I'm gonna end you. Before coming up, I'd stopped at the 7-Eleven downstairs and bought a glass bottle of Bud Light. Purely for self-defense, of course. Just in case Travis swung at me. A beer bottle is a great equalizer. Hurtful, but usually not lethal. But in the heat of the moment, Travis snatched the bottle right out of my hand. Smash. He cracked it right over Bella's skull. Beer and blood poured down her face. Bella touched her forehead, saw the red, and turned into a heavy sack. Sliding to the floor, Travis froze. He dropped the jagged glass neck like it was radioactive. Better get her to the ER. Travis, don't want a murder charge. I'll call an Uber. Travis snapped out of it, scooped up his bloody wife, followed me. Walking down the stairs, I felt eyes drilling into my back. Cold, hateful eyes. Travis didn't die because of my brother. Last time someone killed him. Was it Bella? I wasn't sure. She was with me that whole night. In my past life. Let's be real, Travis was a tank. Bella couldn't take him one-on-one. There was definitely a third player in this game. Ideally, Bella would have died. But roaches are hard to kill. By dawn, she was stitched up. I played the role of the perfect BFF. Paying bills, flirting with doctors to get meds, running around like an idiot. Travis kept thanking me, blaming the booze. I had too many shots. Chloe, you know how it is. I looked at Bella. You gonna call 911? Travis immediately dropped to his knees by the hospital bed, bobbing like a baby, banging his head on the floor. Baby, I'm sorry. I love you. It was so loud. The nurses and security came running. Bella, being the classic victim, said she forgave him. No gaps. They looked like a happy couple. Again. Disgusting. I turned to leave. Chloe. Bella rasped. You said you were bringing Brad. Why did you show up alone with a beer? And what was that bullshit about me sexting? I shrugged. Cool as ice. Brad had a business emergency. I bought the beer to sit down and talk man-to-man with Travis. No bond over a cold one. As for the sexting, well, why else would he beat you? I was just guessing. Why did he beat you? Bella gripped the sheets, trembling. Just marriage stuff. Private stuff, right? You call me screaming that he's gonna kill you. I rush over, and now it's private stuff. I rolled my eyes. I'm sorry, Chloe. Go get some sleep. I waved goodbye to Travis. Hey, keep your hands off her, all right? Bedroom quarrel should end in the bedroom, not the ER. Hit her again, and I will call the cops. Travis nodded like a bobblehead as I walked out. I heard him whisper to Bella, your friend is solid. She actually wants us to work it out. Usually your friends just scream. Divorce him the second we fight. He's acting weird. Bella mumbled like a different person. I smirked in the hallway. Yeah. In the past, I'd listen to her sob stories about how evil Travis was, and tell her to leave his ass. I was brain dead back then for these two toxic psychos. I should just offer thoughts and prayers. Divorce? Hell no. Stay together and torture each other forever. I got home to find Brad unpacking breakfast burritos. Isabella. They kissed and made up. Brad's jaw dropped after a ER visit. Not our circus. Not our monkeys, bro, wait. Brad frowned. You didn't make a pot roast last night? Why did you really make me come home? I actually drove back to her place later and saw you guys getting into a cab. I broke into a cold sweat. He went back. Thank God for the beer bottle incident. If Brad had walked in while Travis was swinging, history would have repeated itself. Brad, listen to me. If Bella asks, you were at the office all night. Vital business crisis. Don't slip up. Why all the secrets? I thought you and Bella were sisters from another mister. Plastic sisters, I corrected. Do not get involved with her drama. If she calls, ghost her. Brad chuckled. All right, boss. I'm off to work. Brad. I hugged him tight. Being able to smell his cologne, feel his warmth hit me hard. Let's stay alive this time, okay? Let's live to be ancient. He ruffled my hair. Old and wrinkly. Sounds like a plan. Now go study. You need to pass those exams. I'm just a hustler. You're the brains of this family. Brad was brilliant, but we grew up poor. He sacrificed his college years to work odd jobs so I could focus on school. Now he ran a successful import-export company. He bought my parents a house. Bought me this condo. A girl needs her own territory. He told me once. So if a guy treats you like dirt, you have a fortress to retreat to. My brother was the best man on earth. And I got him killed. Not this time. I was going to shield him from everything, especially the cancer named Bella. But sadly, some tumors try to grow back no matter how much you cut. Couple days later, I open my door and there she is. Bella crying her eyes out. And Brad is holding her pink suitcase, looking sympathetic. Chloe, help her out. Brad said. Get her stuff inside. Bella sniffled, looking pathetic. Chloe, Travis hit me again. I'm done. I'm divorcing him. Thank God. I ran into Brad on the street. Ran into him. My ass exploded. I didn't let her finish. Bella, you live on the west side. Brad's office is on the east side. That's a 40-minute drive. You ran into him. You stalked him to his office. Get lost. Don't bring your bad juju into my house. I grabbed her suitcase and chucked it into the hallway. Bella froze, tears drying up instantly from the shock. Chloe, Brad shouted. What is wrong with you? He's your best friend. Is this how I raised you? He brought the bag back in. I threw it out again. He fetched it. I chucked it. Chloe, are you insane? Brad yelled. Bella saw her opening. She collapsed on the floor and started wailing at top volume. My life is hell. Boo. My husband beats me. My best friend kicks me out. What's the point? Perfectly living? I should just die. She scrambled up and bolted for the stairs leading to the roof. We lived on the top floor. The roof was just one flight up. Bella, no. Brad chased after her. I followed slowly. Up on the roof, Bella stood near the ledge, screaming to the world, nobody loves me. I'm jumping. Goodbye. Cruel world. Neighbors started pouring out of their units. Police sirens wailed in the distance. People whipped out their phones. Of course, content comes first. I leaned against the door frame board. Hey, hurry up and jump. If you don't do it today, I'm gonna be disappointed. The crowd gasped. A neighbor was live streaming, pointing his phone right at my face. Look at this witch. Her friend is suicidal and she's egging her on. Toxic much? The comments on his feed were probably tearing me apart. Mind your own business. Snapped at the streamer. You feel so bad for her, you take her in. Let her sleep in your bed. The guy stuttered. Is she not my friend? I yelled at Bella. Neighbor. Guy says you can crash at his place. Go die in his living room instead. Bella howled louder, inching closer to the edge, but gripping the railing so hard her knuckles were white. Suddenly the streamer's wife appeared. A large angry woman. She grabbed the guy by his ear. Authorizing shelter for strange women now. Are we? Get your ass inside and help the kids with homework. She dragged him away while he yelped. It was pure comedy, stealing Bella's spotlight. Bella screamed again to get attention back. Brad was pleading with her. Bella, please come down. You can stay. Chloe won't kick you out. I promise. She looked like she was considering it. No. I said loudly. Not happening. This condo is in my name. Brad has zero say. If you want into my house, the only way is to jump and haunt it as a ghost. Cops and fire department arrived. Miss. A cop yelled at me. Stop provoking her. Help us talk her down. It's a life or death situation. An old lady neighbor wagged a finger at me. You heartless little brat. Think of the property values if she splatters on the sidewalk. Bella saw everyone turning on me. I saw a smirk flicker through her tears. I walked straight up to the ledge, right next to Bella. I grabbed her shoulders. death.Bet. Sisters forever, right? Let's jump. You jump, I jump, Jack. I shrieked, manic laughter bubbling out of my throat. I clamped my fingers around Bella's bony wrist like a vice. I leaned forward. My toes hung off the concrete lip of the building. We were 10 stories up. The wind whipped my hair into my mouth, tasting like city grit and exhaust. Bella's eyes went wide, saucer wide. The tragic heroine mask slipped, revealing the terrified rat underneath. No. Let go. You're crazy, she screeched, clawing at my hand. Her fingernails dug into my skin, drawing blood. Come on, Bella. You said you wanted to die. I'm being a supportive bestie. Let's go together. 1, 2. I jerked her forward. No. Help. She's trying to kill me. Bella threw her weight back, collapsing onto the tar paper roof and dragging me down on top of her. She scrambled backward on her ass, kicking at me like a cornered animal, hyperventilating. Get away from me. Get her away. The crowd below went silent. The performance was over. The suicidal swan was now just a hysterical woman rolling around in the dirt. The police officer lunged forward, grabbing my arm, but I was already standing up, dusting off my jeans. I held up my hands calmly. See? I said to the cop, my voice dropping the manic act instantly. She doesn't want to die. She just wants an audience. Brad rushed past the police line, scooping a sobbing Bella into his arms. Chloe, are you out of your mind? You could have slipped. I looked at my brother. He was shaking. He was terrified, not of Bella dying, but of losing me. That was his weakness. Bella knew it. She wasn't going to jump, Brad. I said cold and low. Suicidal people don't wait for a live stream audience. Attention whores do. That's enough. The cop barked. Both of you downstairs. Now. We ended up in the back of a squad car for statement collection, but no arrests were made. Bella played the victim card so hard she practically sprained a muscle, claiming severe emotional distress. The cops, tired of the drama, gave us a warning and told us to settle our domestic disputes privately. Back in the living room, the atmosphere was toxic. Bella was curled up on my sofa, my Italian leather sofa, shaking and sipping hot cocoa that Brad had made her. I can't believe you, Brad whispered to me in the kitchen. You traumatized her. I saved you a funeral bill. I shot back, grabbing a bottle of water. So what's the plan, Brad? She stays here? In my house? After I just tried to throw her off the roof. Brad looked torn. She has nowhere else to go, Chloe. Travis locked her out of the accounts. Her parents are in Florida. Just for a few days until she finds a place. I looked at Bella in the other room. She was watching us through the reflection of the TV screen. She wasn't crying anymore. She was calculating. Fine. I said loud enough for her to hear. She can stay. Brad exhaled, relieved. Thank you, Chloe. I knew you. But I cut him off. She pays rent. $500 a week. Up front. And she cooks and cleans. I'm not running a charity for wayward skanks. Chloe. Take it or leave it, I said, walking into the living room. I stared down at Bella. You heard me. You want sanctuary? You pay for it. I know you have a stash of cash hidden in that hollowed-out Bible you keep. Don't play poor with me. Bella's eyes narrowed. In the last life, I didn't know about the cash stash until after she testified against Brad. She used it to buy her new wedding dress. Okay, Bella whispered, voice trembling. Oh, I'll pay. She reached into her purse, not a cheap one, a Louis Vuitton, and pulled out a thick wad of bills. Brad looked shocked. He thought she was destitute. I snatched the money. Guest room is down the hall. Don't touch my skincare. Living with Bella was like living with a gas leak. Silent, invisible, and slowly killing you. For the next week, she was on her best behavior. She cleaned. She cooked terribly. She gazed at Brad with big, doe eyes every time he walked in the room. She wore my old oversized t-shirts that hung off one shoulder, exposing her collarbones. She was working on him, eroding his defenses. Travis called again. She sniffled one night over dinner. He said he's going to burn my clothes if I don't come back. Brad slammed his fork down. Let him try. I'll go over there and do what? I interrupted, cutting a piece of steak. Commit a felony? Sit down, Rambo. He's threatening her, Chloe. He's baiting you, I said. And you're biting like a hungry bass. I turned to Bella. If you're so scared, why haven't you filed for a restraining order? Why haven't you called a divorce lawyer? Bella looked down at her plate. It's complicated. He has leverage. What leverage? Brad asked gently. Photos, she whispered. Private photos. Brad turned red. That scumbag. I almost laughed. Leverage? No. She was keeping Travis on the hook because Travis had money. And Brad. Brad was the backup plan. The safety net. I needed to speed things up. I couldn't wait for Travis to accidentally die again. I needed to change the narrative. That night, I waited until the house was asleep. I crept into the living room and picked up Bella's phone from the charger. Locked. Of course. But I knew Bella. She was basic. I tried her birthday. No. I tried her anniversary. No. I tried the date she and I met. No. Then I remembered something from my past life. The day Brad was sentenced to death, she posted a selfie with the caption, New Beginnings. I tried the date of her upcoming birthday. The one she always said was her lucky day. Click. Unlocked. I scrolled through her messages. Travis. Where are you, you stupid bitch? Travis. I'm sorry baby, come home. Travis. I'll kill him if I find him. Standard abusive cycle garbage. But then I checked the archive chats. There was a contact named Dr. Feelgood. Dr. F. Did you give him the dose? Bella, not yet. He's been drinking too much. Might mess with the results. Dr. F. Just do it. If we wait too long, the policy lapses. Bella, I need a fall guy first. Brad is almost ready. My blood ran cold. It wasn't just a beating gone wrong in the last life. It was premeditated. Dr. Feelgood and Bella were planning to kill Travis for the insurance money, and they needed Brad to be the violent ex-boyfriend who snapped. I screenshotted everything and sent it to my cloud. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed the face behind Dr. Feelgood. I looked up the number. Burner phone. Smart. I put the phone back and went to my room. My hands were shaking. Brad wasn't just a patsy. He was being groomed to be a murderer in the eyes of the law. 2 days later, I came home early to find Bella and Brad on the couch. Brad's arm was around her. She was crying into his shirt. I can't take it anymore, she was saying. I feel so safe with you, Brad. You're the only real man I've ever known. Brad was melting. I could see it. The savior complex was kicking in. Get a room, I said, dropping my keys loudly. They jumped apart. Chloe. Brad stood up, looking guilty. Bella was just upset. She's always upset. It's her brand. I walked into the kitchen. Good news though. I invited Travis over for dinner. Silence. Absolute, deafening silence. You what? Bella whispered, her face draining of color. You said you wanted closure, I said, opening the fridge. And Brad keeps saying he wants to talk to him man to man. So let's air it out. He'll be here in an hour. I made lasagna. Are you insane? Brad shouted. He beats her. And we are in a secure building with cameras and a doorman, I said calmly. If he tries anything, he goes to jail. But we need to settle this leverage thing, don't we? Unless there's something you aren't telling us, Bella? Bella looked trapped. If she refused, she looked like she was hiding something. If she agreed, she had to face Travis in front of me. Fine, Bella said, her voice brittle. Maybe if Brad is there, he'll listen. I smiled. That's the spirit. I hadn't just invited Travis. I had sent him a text from a spoof number earlier that day. She's at 505 Maple Street. And she's sleeping with him. Travis arrived at 7 p.m. sharp. He didn't knock. He pounded. Brad opened the door, chest puffed out. Travis. We're going to keep this civil. Travis pushed past him like he didn't exist. He smelled like cheap whiskey and expensive cologne. His eyes found Bella instantly. You look comfortable, Travis sneered. Sit down, Travis, I said, gesturing to the table. Lasagna is getting cold. The dinner was a masterclass in tension. The only sound was the scraping of forks. So, I said, pouring Travis a generous glass of red wine. Bella tells us you have some compromising photos. Want to trade them for a divorce? Travis laughed, a wet, ugly sound. Photos? Is that what she told you? He looked at Bella with pure malice. I don't have photos. I have receipts. Bella dropped her fork. Clatter. Shut up, Travis, she hissed. Receipts for what? Brad asked, frowning. For the pills she buys. Travis grinned, his teeth stained purple with wine. Oxy. Perks. And some weird heart stuff. She's a junkie, Brad. Did she tell you that? Did she tell you she emptied our joint account to pay her dealer? That's a lie. Bella screamed, standing up. He's lying. He hits me. I hit you because you stole 50 grand from my business safe. Travis roared, slamming his fist on the table. Brad stood up, placing himself between them. That doesn't give you the right to touch her. You want her. Travis spat. Take her. She's a leech. But I want my money back. 50 grand. Or I go to the cops about the drugs. I didn't steal it. Bella sobbed, clinging to Brad's arm. He spent it on gambling. He's trying to frame me. I watched them. The chaos. It was beautiful. Wait, I said. Heart medication? Travis, do you have a heart condition? Travis blinked, confused by the pivot. What? No. I'm healthy as a horse. I looked at Bella. Then why did I see messages on your phone about dosing him? The room went liquid nitrogen cold. Bella's eyes bulged. I don't know what you're talking about. Chloe is making things up. She hates me. Show him the phone, Bella, I said softly. You went through my phone? Bella shrieked. You invaded my privacy? What messages? Travis asked, his voice dropping an octave. He wasn't drunk anymore. He was predatory. She's texting someone called Dr. Feelgood, I said, locking eyes with Travis. Talking about policies lapsing. Talking about a fall guy. I looked at Brad. Guess who the fall guy is, big brother? Brad looked at Bella. He looked at the fear in her eyes. It wasn't the fear of an abused wife. It was the fear of a caught criminal. Let me see the phone, Brad said. No. Bella scrambled back. Travis lunged. He didn't hit her. He tackled her, pinning her to the ground, trying to wrestle the phone from her pocket. Get off her. Brad shouted, instinct taking over. He grabbed Travis by the collar and hauled him back. Smack. Travis swung a wild haymaker and connected with Brad's jaw. Brad stumbled back, tasting blood. Okay, Brad said, wiping his lip. Now it's self-defense. Brad stepped in, threw a clean 1-2 combination, and knocked Travis flat on his back. Travis groaned, holding his head. Get out, Brad growled. Now. Travis scrambled up, looking between the three of us. This isn't over. You think you're saving her? You're digging your own grave. He stormed out. Bella threw herself into Brad's arms. Oh my God, thank you. He would have killed me. Brad hugged her back, but his eyes met mine over her shoulder. They weren't full of love anymore. They were full of doubt. We need to talk, I mouthed to him. The next morning, Bella was gone. She left a note saying she needed to clear her head, and went for a walk. I knew where she was going. She was going to do damage control with Dr. Feelgood. Get in the car, I told Brad. Where are we going? Following the money. I had put an AirTag in the lining of Bella's Louis Vuitton purse the night she arrived. Petty? Yes. Life-saving? Absolutely. We tracked her to a coffee shop downtown. She wasn't meeting a doctor. She was meeting a man in a sharp suit. That's not a doctor, Brad said, squinting through the windshield. Wait. I know him. That's Greg Miller. He's an insurance broker. Bingo, I whispered. We watched them argue. Bella was frantic. Greg looked annoyed. He handed her a small envelope. What's in the envelope? Brad asked. Rat poison, I guessed. Or arsenic. Something that looks like a heart attack if you don't check for it. Brad gripped the steering wheel. I can't believe it. I almost killed a man for her in another life, didn't I? I looked at him sharply. What? I had a dream, Brad murmured. The night you stopped me from going to her apartment. I dreamt I went there. I dreamt I beat Travis to death. And she laughed. My heart squeezed. The timelines were bleeding through. We need to get that envelope, I said. Bella left the cafe. We followed her. She didn't go back to our place. She went to Travis's apartment. She's going back to him? Brad asked, bewildered. She's going to finish the job, I said. Travis knows too much now. He knows about the money. He knows about the messages. She has to kill him today, or she goes to prison. We have to call the police, Brad said, reaching for his phone. No, I stopped him. Police take too long. And without proof, it's just a domestic dispute. We need to catch her in the act. Chapter 5, The Showdown. We parked down the street. We ran up the stairs. The door to apartment 4B was unlocked. We heard shouting inside. You think I'm stupid? Travis was yelling. I checked the coffee, Bella. It smelled like almonds. It's just hazelnut creamer. Bella screamed back. Drink it. Just calm down and drink it. I'm calling the cops, Travis said. Crash. The sound of a struggle. Brad kicked the door open. This time I didn't stop him. The scene was chaos. Travis was on the floor, clutching his throat. Bella was straddling him, trying to force a liquid down his throat from a small vial. She looked up, her hair wild, her eyes demonic. Help me, she screamed at Brad. He's choking. I'm trying to give him his medicine. Travis gagged, shoving her off. He crawled backward, gasping. Poison, she poison. Brad didn't move to help her. He walked over, grabbed Bella by the back of her shirt, and hauled her off him. It's over, Bella, Brad said. His voice was hollow. The hero was dead. The judge had arrived. Brad. No. He's lying. You have to trust me. Bella clawed at him, weeping instantly. I love you. We can be together. Just let him die. He hurts me. He hurts you. I stepped into the room, picking up the vial she had dropped. Is that why you're feeding him cyanide? I sniffed it. It wasn't cyanide. It was digitalis. Heart medication. Overdose causes cardiac arrest. Dr. Feelgood isn't a doctor, I said. He's an insurance broker splitting a $2 million policy with you. But Travis has to die of natural causes for it to pay out, right? Bella stopped crying. She looked at me, and the mask fell off completely. You bitch, she hissed. You ruined everything. You were supposed to just be the sidekick. The ugly, quiet little sister. She lunged at me. I didn't need a beer bottle this time. I sidestepped and tripped her. She face-planted into the carpet. Stay down, I said. Travis was coughing up bile in the corner. I'm testifying, he wheezed. I'm telling them everything. Good, Brad said. He pulled out his phone. Because the police are already on their way. The trial was sensational. Travis survived, fueled by spite and the desire to see Bella rot. He testified about the embezzlement, the fake abuse allegations, some were real, but he spun it well, and the poisoning attempts. The text messages I recovered were the nail in the coffin. Greg Miller, the insurance broker, turned state's witness in exchange for a lighter sentence. He admitted Bella had planned the whole thing for months. She wanted Travis dead, the money in hand, and Brad as the consolation prize. A gullible husband she could control and eventually discard if needed. Bella got 25 years. My brother didn't get the death penalty. He didn't even get a record. 6 months later, Brad and I were sitting on the balcony of our condo. The sun was setting. You saved my life, Brad said quietly. He was drinking a beer, Bud Light ironically. I know, I said. How did you know? He asked. About the texts? About the insurance. Woman's intuition. I lied. He looked at me. He looked older, wiser. The naivety was gone, replaced by a guarded strength. He wouldn't be saving any more damsels in distress. I met someone, he said. I froze. Oh, her name is Sarah. She's a librarian. She pays for her own dinner. I laughed. That's a low bar, Brad. It's a start. I leaned back, closing my eyes. I could feel the ghost of my past life fading. The anger, the grief, the sensation of falling off that cliff. It was all gone. My mom was alive. My dad was calling us for Sunday dinner tomorrow. My brother was sitting next to me, safe. Hey, Chloe. Yeah. Thanks for not letting me go to the apartment that night. Even if you did act like a psycho about the pot roast. I smirked. The pot roast was important. Bet. I took a sip of my drink. The air was sweet. Bella was in a cell. I was in a penthouse. To the pot roast. I toasted. Brad clinked his bottle against mine. To the pot roast. The end.